August 2, 2016, Hong Kong. A single server begins draining 119,754 Bitcoin from the world's busiest crypto exchange. Over 3 hours, the entire transfer completes. $71 million at the time, $12 billion today. The largest cryptocurrency theft in history. The man inside the network is Ilya Lichtenstein, a Russian-born programmer once funded by Mark Cuban. His wife, Heather Morgan, is a Forbes contributor on cybersecurity. She also raps on TikTok as the crocodile of Wall Street. The blockchain remembers every transaction they will ever make. She will spend the next 5 years giving the FBI everything they need. How does the largest crypto heist in history get traced through a Walmart gift card? And why did the criminals broadcast the cover for 5 years? Ilya Lichtenstein was born in Rostov, Russia, in 1989. His family emigrated to Glenview, Illinois, when he was 6. He was the kind of child who took apart the family computer and put it back together by morning. His father gave him his first programming book at age 8. The school he attended ran a program called TREE, Technology-Rich Educational Environment. He was the youngest student in it. By 23, he had founded a company called Mix Rank. Mark Cuban funded it. Y Combinator backed it. By 27, he was on track to become a Silicon Valley success story. In late 2016, he walked away from the company without notice. He told no one why. He went by Dutch. His online handle was Deus, God Machine. He was already the richest 27-year-old he knew. No one would ever find out. Heather Rhiannon Morgan was born in Chico, California, in 1991. She graduated from UC Davis in economics. She earned a master's in international development at the American University of Cairo. She spoke 4 languages. Her LinkedIn said she had built a multi-million-dollar business at 23. Her Forbes bio called her an expert in persuasion, social engineering, and game theory. She wrote articles for Forbes about how to protect businesses from cyber criminals. She gave a talk in New York called How to Social Engineer Your Way into Anything. She co-founded an AI company called EndPass that automated identity verification to detect fraud. In 2019, she invented a second self. She called her Razzle Khan, like Genghis Khan, but with more pizzazz. The crocodile of Wall Street. She started filming rap videos on the streets of Manhattan. She did not hide what she was. She performed it. They met through a startup accelerator. He proposed in 2019 with what he described as a multi-channel marketing campaign. They walked their Bengal cat through Manhattan on a leash. By the time they were married, the largest stolen crypto fortune in history was already sitting in a wallet only Ilya could open. But how do you steal 120,000 Bitcoin from the most secure exchange on Earth? And why would the people who did it spend the next 5 years performing for an audience? The Bitfinex hack took 3 hours. Bitfinex was the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world in 2016. Hong Kong-based. 40% of global Bitcoin trading volume passed through it daily. Its security model was built on a system called multi-sig. Multi-sig means 3 keys, 3 holders, no transaction without 2 signatures. Bitfinex held 1 key. Its security partner, BitGo, held another. The customer held the third. The whole system was designed so that no single person and no single hack could move the money. A year before the hack, Bitfinex's chief financial officer published a public statement. He wrote that with the BitGo wallet system, it was impossible for users to lose their Bitcoins to theft. The statement was true in theory. In practice, Bitfinex had stored 2 of the 3 keys on the same server. That changed multisig from a 3-party agreement into a single point of failure. If one server fell, 2 of the 3 keys fell with it. On August 2nd, 2016, Ilya Lichtenstein got into that server. He authorized 2,072 transactions. Each one transferred Bitcoin from a customer wallet to a wallet only he controlled. The transactions were signed by Bitfinex's keys. BitGo, the third-party signer, approved every one of them automatically. There was no withdrawal whitelist. There was no anomaly detection. There was no human in the loop. In 3 hours, 119,754 Bitcoin moved into a single wallet. The price of Bitcoin crashed 20% in a day. The exchange froze. Customers lost an average of 36% of their balances. Bitfinex didn't refund them. It issued IOUs. The man who did it deleted the access logs and went home. 2 weeks later, Heather Morgan published her first article for Forbes. She wrote about startup strategy, about building a brand, about how to write a cold email. Over the next 4 years, she would publish 47 articles. One of them, in June 2020, was titled "Experts Share Tips to Protect Your Business from Cybercriminals." She wrote that the dark web held a treasure trove of personal information. In 2019, she invented RazzleCon. She filmed her first music video in front of the New York Stock Exchange. She wore a bright orange blazer. She rapped about being a misfit and a weirdo and a CEO. She uploaded it to YouTube. The same year, Ilya proposed. He filmed it. He posted it to Facebook with a 2,000-word caption describing the proposal as a multi-channel marketing campaign. They were sitting on the largest stolen crypto fortune in history. They could not stop posting. The Bitcoin sat in Lichtenstein's wallet for 5 months without moving. He was waiting. He was watching. He needed a way to launder it. In January 2017, he found one. So how do you launder 120,000 Bitcoin without anyone noticing? And what happens when the people doing it cannot stop performing for an audience? In January 2017, Ilya Lichtenstein moved the first batch of stolen Bitcoin to a darknet marketplace called AlphaBay. AlphaBay was the largest illegal marketplace on the internet. Drugs, guns, stolen identities, child abuse material. It accepted Bitcoin. It mixed transactions automatically. For Lichtenstein, it was a washing machine the size of a continent. He moved the funds in. He pulled them out through new wallets. He routed them to 4 cryptocurrency exchanges using fake names and fabricated documents. The pattern worked for 6 months. In July 2017, the FBI took down AlphaBay. Its founder was arrested in Thailand. He hanged himself in his cell a week later. The servers came online in police custody. Inside the servers were the transaction logs. Lichtenstein and Morgan kept moving. They switched to a service called Bitcoin Fog. They converted Bitcoin into Monero, a cryptocurrency designed to be untraceable. They opened accounts using fake passports. They wrote business plans for advertising firms that did not exist. They were no longer hackers. They were a money laundering operation with a marketing department. By 2020, Heather was writing for Forbes about social engineering. Ilya was investing in startups. They lived in a Manhattan apartment on Wall Street. They walked their Bengal cat, Clarissa, on a leash. If this story is making you see something you didn't see before, subscribe. Because what comes next? The moment a $4 billion laundering operation is undone by a $500 gift card is the part most channels never get to. Heather kept filming. She rapped on TikTok. She uploaded music videos in front of the Brooklyn Bridge. She gave a talk at a New York salon called "How to Social Engineer Your Way into Anything." She co-founded an artificial intelligence company that automated identity verification to detect fraud. She was reverse engineering the very systems she was beating. By the end of 2021, Lichtenstein had laundered 25,000 Bitcoin, worth over $1 billion at the time. The remaining 94,000 sat untouched in the original wallet. He did not know federal investigators had been watching for 2 years. In January 2022, IRS Special Agent Christopher Janczewski opened a file on his desk. Inside the file was a record of a Walmart gift card, redeemed in October 2021 through the Walmart iPhone app under the name Heather Morgan. The trail he had been chasing for 5 years had just connected to a real name. How does the largest crypto laundering operation in history get undone by a gift card? And what does a system find when it finally has a reason to look? January 5th, 2022, Manhattan, 75 Wall Street. Federal agents at the apartment door at dawn. Heather opens it. She is in pajamas. Ilya is at the kitchen table. Clarissa, the cat, is on the windowsill. The agents have a search warrant. They are not here to make an arrest. In the bedroom, a hollowed-out copy of Mastering Bitcoin containing a phone. In a drawer, a bag of phones marked burner phones. In the living room, $40,000 in cash, more than 50 electronic devices, 2 USB sticks. In a leather pouch under the bed, a folder labeled Passport Ideas with plans to acquire fake passports for Russia and Ukraine. Heather walks to the nightstand. She picks up her phone. She tries to lock it before the agents see what is on it. They were free to leave. The agents took the devices and walked out. In Ilya's cloud storage, accessed under the warrant, the agents found a single encrypted file. It contained 2,000 cryptocurrency wallet addresses, each one paired with a private key. Each key was the password to a wallet holding stolen Bitfinex funds. The file also contained a list of fictitious identities, the exchanges they had been used to deceive, and step-by-step plans for the fake passports. It was every secret the couple had in a single document in the cloud. He had encrypted the spreadsheet. He had not encrypted the spreadsheet's location. The agents seized 94,636 Bitcoin from the wallet, whose keys were on the spreadsheet, worth $3.6 billion at the time. The largest financial seizure in United States history. On February 8, 2022, a month after the search, Ilya and Heather were arrested. He was held without bail. The court considered him a flight risk. She was placed under house arrest. In August 2023, both pleaded guilty. Ilya admitted publicly for the first time that he was the original Bitfinex hacker. He had carried the secret for 7 years. In November 2024, Judge Colleen Kohler-Cotelli sentenced him to 5 years. He had already served 29 months in custody. 4 days later, Heather sat in the same courtroom. She wept. She told the judge the harm she caused would haunt her for the rest of her life. The judge sentenced her to 18 months. Hours after sentencing, Heather posted a video to social media. She announced she would soon be telling more of her story. She closed the video by jumping back into character, razzle-dazzle. So how does the largest crypto heist in history end? And what does it mean when the people who did it cannot stop performing, even after the verdict? The Bitfinex hack was, by every technical measure, a perfect crime. The breach was clean. The architecture failure was real. The keys were stolen. The logs were deleted. The funds reached a wallet only one man could open. Lichtenstein could have held the Bitcoin and waited. The price climbed from 71 million to 12 billion. He had no need to spend any of it, but he did. And his wife could not stop documenting that they had. Right now, as you watch this, Heather Morgan is selling personalized videos on Cameo for $125. Her profile describes her as crypto's favorite felon. Her music videos are still on YouTube. The Forbes articles are still on Forbes. The hack took 3 hours. The investigation took 5 years. In January 2026, Ilya Lichtenstein was released from federal prison early under the First Step Act. Heather posted a selfie. She wrote that having him home was the best New Year's present she could ask for. The RazzleCon archive is still online. The rap videos, the Forbes articles, the salon talk on social engineering, the music video filmed in front of the New York Stock Exchange. None of it has been taken down. none of it ever will be. The audience that found them after the arrest is the same audience that funds her Cameo channel now. The persona that destroyed them is the only thing they still have. The Bitfinex hack was undone by the simplest mistake in cryptocurrency, the assumption that the blockchain forgets. It does not. Every transaction is permanent. Every wallet is public. Every connection between an anonymous address and a real-world identity is a thread that cannot be cut. In June 2020, Heather Morgan wrote an article for Forbes warning small business owners about cybercriminals. She quoted experts on the importance of cybersecurity. She wrote that the dark web was a treasure trove of personal information. The article is still online. So is the case the prosecution built against her. She didn't hide the crime, she wrapped it.